一刀流居合獅子孫孫
うっせえ行こう逃げたお前は俺の仲間だ
何も分かった。
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Have you read the latest One Piece chapter, 1068? It was great, man. It was great. I love pretty much every chapter, so I was getting real hype. Big obvious spoiler alert for this video if you're not up to date in the manga. We're currently up to 1068 with 1069 coming out this Friday, which I'm eagerly looking forward to, because a lot of things have really started to heat up in the Egghead arc, including the use of a famous finisher from way back in Enies Lobby by the man Rob Lucci of CP0, which is
Rokugan.
which is a sick move. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Rokugan in English translate to 6 King Pistol or 6 King Gun, depending on whether you read the official or not. But this is pretty much Rob Lucci's finishing move, and we haven't seen it for a very, very long time, all the way, like I said, back in Enies Lobby, when he was fighting Luffy at the climax of that arc, and he used it several times. So I thought I'd make a quick video going through every single time Rob Lucci has used Rokugan, which is a sick move. So the first one comes in at chapter 425, which, like I mentioned, is during that famous fight against Luffy, which is one of the best fights in the whole series. Now, pretty much every time Lucci uses Rokugan against Luffy is at the finale of their fight. So it's when Luffy starts to use
Gear Secondo.
for the last time, and he says, I'm not gonna turn it off until you drop, sort of thing. I'm not gonna stop until I win. And he pretty much just gets beat up by Lucci. He definitely gets some good hits in, and as we know, ultimately wins the fight, but man, he loses a lot of blood over these next few chapters. So this one comes in shortly after Luffy turns on Gear Secondo. He's able to keep moving after this one. This is sort of his first experience of Rokugan. He compares it to Impact Styles back in Skypiea, but with a bit more oomph. So probably closer to a rejectile. So very intense shockwave, very damaging to the insides of your body. But like I said, Luffy is able to keep moving, which is very impressive, and he continues on the fight. The second time Rob Lucci uses Rokugan is in the very next chapter, again during the climax of that fight, which is chapter 426. And just using his speed and athleticism, gets into a pivotal spot, and Luffy cops it again, but this one looks like it really hurts, man. Like, this time it proper messes him up. And as we know, after this, Luffy, he was immobilized. He could not fight anymore. He was face down, lying on the floor, dude. And a lot of us say this is probably when Lucci should have just finished him off. Like, you're an assassin, it makes the most sense for you to just not hesitate, not wait, just kill Luffy in this moment. But he obviously underestimated him, or thought he had won, and so he didn't bother. Or maybe he just thought, even if he does get back up, I'll beat him anyways. Either way, he underestimated Luffy one way or another, which has happened with many villains throughout One Piece who don't finish him off, like Kaido or Crocodile. And I actually made a video on that on a separate note, which was which villain has Luffy lost to the most, and I go through all his defeats, so check that one out as well. But yeah, so this second time that Luffy gets hit by the Rokugan, it does lead to a really awesome Usopp and Luffy moment, when Usopp reveals, well, Luffy doesn't connect the dots that he was Sogeking, but it's a nice little reunion after their very emotional departure, or Usopp's departure from the crew. And that inspires Luffy to get back up and keep fighting, which seems to be through sheer willpower at this point. Now the third time Rob Lucci uses Rokugan, again, is in the very next chapter, which is 427. Now this one, unlike the first two, is like the ultimate version of this secret move, which is called Saidairin Rokugan. And the Saidairin translates to ultimate radius or maximum radius, again, depending on the translation you read. And it's pretty much just the biggest, most painful version of this finisher. And it looks so painful, dude. Like, Luffy goes to dodge it, Lucci catches him with his tail, and bang! It just coughs up blood. Ugh, looks so painful. Like, Luffy got hit with this 3 chapters in a row, man. Like, that's brutal. Like, he's proper messed up. But again, probably through just adrenaline, sheer willpower, he does not fall, which is a sick moment, and that leads to his awesome finisher, which is Jetoa Gatlinga. And he spams it, which is so sick. And in my opinion, the bit where he doesn't fall is a lot cooler in the anime. I guess you could say it's sort of non-canon in a sense, because that panel isn't really there, but the one of him, like, falling, and then he catches himself, oh, that's so sick. You don't really see it in the manga. He sort of gets finished off, and then you flip over the page, and he's sort of just standing there, which is still really cool. I think I do just prefer it in the anime, though, that one scene. But yeah, so from this third occurrence, we learned that Lucci has an even upgraded version of this finisher. And that leads me to number 4, the 4th time Rob Lucci used Rokugan, which is in, like I said, the latest chapter, 1068, but he doesn't use the upgraded version. He uses the base version of Rokugan. And this is against Atlas, one of the 6 clones of Vegapunk, which each take on a different personality. And this pretty much kicks off Lucci's assassination mission at Egghead. And it kicks off what I think, like, the action part of the arc. I think everything is about to kick off. Like, the Straw Hats for CP0 is here, dude. All the Seraphim, Sentomaru, Vegapunks, maybe another party will show up like the Navy. I'm keen, dude. It feels like it's all starting to kick off. It's so cool. But yeah, so he doesn't use the upgraded maximum radius Rokugan. He just uses the normal one. Based on the panels, it doesn't seem to be infused with Haki, which does plead the question, is there an even more upgraded version? Like maximum radius, you know, armament Haki, Rokugan or something like that, which could be out there. And it makes me think, imagine if Lucci had bloody Conqueror's Haki coding as well. That'd be so BS, dude. I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't, dude. My goodness. But, you know, it could happen. Like, if you think of bloody... I remember ages ago I did a tier list of just ranking general strength of everyone who's confirmed to have Conqueror's Haki. And I think at the very bottom I had Don Jinjiao from Dressrosa. And honestly, Lucci's probably stronger than him, so... maybe we shouldn't be surprised if Oda gives it to him. We'll see. But anyway, so yeah, he uses this against Atlas, and man, Atlas looks like she's down for good, man. She looks proper messed up, with the face cracking and all that. Lucci comments like, oh, looks like you're still alive. But I think she's barely hanging on and probably down for the count in this arc, I reckon. And I also noticed the way he's holding his hands is a pretty cool callback to 427 when he uses that third Rokugan against Luffy. The way he's holding his hands with his like eyes and face in between. It looks pretty much exactly the same. You can see a bit more of his face in this case. And I do notice that he's actually swapped his hands as well. So this time he has his right hand on the top and his left on the bottom, whereas back in 427 he had it the opposite way. It's probably not relevant, but just something I picked up. And yeah, this chapter ends with Luffy and Lucci pretty much seeing each other, which creates an awesome meme, by the way. Which I put on my Instagram, which is hilarious. They're just being like, oh, what the hell are you doing there, pigeon guy? Oh, it's so good. And which just makes me so hyped for the next chapter, which is coming out in, 4 days, dude? I'm so keen. I hope they fight. There's so many theories about what's going to happen. Will anyone hit him? Will it be a tough fight? Who knows? We'll see how that goes, and maybe I'll make a video depending on how hype it is. But yeah. So there you have it, dude. Every time Rob Lucci has used Rokugan in One Piece, with a total of 4 times. And I suspect he'll probably use it some more, assuming he doesn't get initially one hit by Luffy. Guess we'll see, dude. Guess we'll see. So yeah, it's probably likely to increase. Alright, well, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any ideas for future videos or things you'd like me to talk about, let me know and I'll give it a go. I'm currently catching up on a bunch of soccer anime because I've gotten a few requests to try new soccer anime out. So I'm watching those at the moment, and they're pretty enjoyable. Oh man, Blue Lock is so good on a separate note. But anyways, this is a One Piece video. Alright, well, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you next time. Alright, thanks guys. Cheers.